Okay, so this is upper body, upper extremity controlled articular rotations, also known as CARs. So I'm going to be doing the hand, the elbow, the shoulder, and the shoulder blade. We want to control the articulation of our joints as best we can so that we have more movement options. We want more movement options because if we only are using one movement option as opposed to 5 movement options, that one movement option is going to get burnt out and it's going to affect the joint and it's going to affect the joint position. We're going to get in suboptimal joint positions, and therefore when we go to produce force, it's going to affect other parts of our kinetic chain, and we're going to get a tight neck and other muscles. Things will not heal as quickly and our body will become more imbalanced. So that's one of the reasons why we do the breathing and the position change, and also why we move our joints through their fullest range of motion. Because if our joints are not working correctly, everything from the surrounding outside of it is going to be affected, right? We have our structure, a solid structure begets a solid external structure. So let's get going. For this exercise, you're going to need a ball. This is, however, optional. You'll also need a dowel and something to put your knees on. So we are going to get going, and let's start with the hand. So the hand is pretty simple. Okay. So the hand is pretty simple. All you're going to need is a firm surface. You can even use a table. The goal is to separate the hand from the forearm. All we want to do is create a hand that looks like that. All right, now we don't want to cup it, we don't want to speed through it, but we want to engage some tension. So I'm going to push my forearm down into my knee, go into full extension, turn as far as I can, pull up into flexion, and turn out. Notice I'm drawing the biggest circle that I can. My bicep is engaged because I am using force throughout my entire body. I'm going to do about 5 repetitions, one direction. Notice I'm also controlling the speed, and it's the same speed throughout the entire motion. I'm going to go in the opposite direction. And just like that. I'm going to make it harder now by squeezing a ball. You can squeeze anything that you want. It can be a yoga block, it can be a bigger ball, and you can also add in different types of force, meaning you can squeeze with just these fingers or just these fingers. If you've worked with me directly and I've given you certain homework based on finger adaptations, then you know what I'm talking about. So squeeze the ball, and now take your hand through its fullest range of motion. The more you squeeze, the harder it will be, and the less of a circle it will be, meaning the smaller the circle will be. Same thing, taking in its biggest controlled rotation, noticing where you're speeding through, and trying to go slow and intentional. Once you've finished about 5 reps, then you're going to move on to your elbow. You can also squeeze something with your elbow to add in more tension and to isolate more motion, or you can do it flat. So to begin, we're going to keep our elbow to the side. We are going to try to supinate, or turn this hand out as far as I can the whole time as I'm flexing up. As I turn down, pronation, I'm going to keep trying to turn into pronation as I extend and straighten my arm. Notice I am kind of shaking when I do this. It's because I am putting force through my joint. I'm not just, doing this because anyone can do that. But to control it, we have to put in intention, we have to put in force. So take your whole joint through its fullest range of motion. Once you've done 5 reps, you can switch directions and control. Making sure we're not moving through the humerus. Okay, now that we've finished the hand and the elbow, we're going to move on to the shoulder. You're gonna use your ball for this one. Bring your hand out like this and drive your elbow down into an invisible ledge. I shouldn't see it move. It should just go like that. Now all of this tissue should be engaged. Squeeze the ball and go back into external rotation, like you're trying to throw a baseball. You should feel something in your shoulder. Continue to drive your elbow down into that invisible edge and turn your humerus into internal rotation. Stop when you've run out of room and you feel like your body is doing this. This is all about honest, clean motion. So if you feel like you are forcing or rushing your way through it, please stop, take a breath, and notice why you're rushing through it. This is a ability, this is a moment where you can build a stronger relationship with your body and sense things better. We want to sense things better in our body so that we know when something's amiss, so that we don't get a shoulder injury when we're lifting heavy weight. That'll set us back months, weeks, and we don't want that. So take your time, listen to your body, find what's bothering it, and hover around it. If you feel like you're pinching right here, you're gonna stop. You're not gonna drive into the pinch. Keep rotating. If it helps, you can put your hand right here, and that will make sure that when your shoulder blade comes up, you know that you've gone too far and you're just gonna back off a little bit. So these are capsule cars. We're just rotating the capsule in and out of its rotation, separating your shoulder blade from the humerus. Also making an effort to separate rib cage motion and neck motion from your shoulder. A healthy body knows how to work together, organize together, but also organize separately. Okay, now we're going to move on to our full controlled articular rotation for the shoulder. Follow along, but first watch me do 1 rep. We have to go in both directions, so we're going to do 5 reps one direction, 5 reps the other direction. I'm going to start with the ball, squeeze, turn in, keep the shoulder blade down, keep everything straight. Go all the way up into overhead flexion. Notice where you run out of room. That's your roadblock. You are going to stop here and turn this bicep in as you reach back, squeezing the ball and ending by your pocket. Then you're going to drive your hand down into your pocket, squeeze the ball. You should feel your lat turn on. Extend your arm back behind you as far as you can. Externally rotate and end. All right, that was 1 rep one direction and 1 rep the other direction. We're gonna do 4 more. So follow along. I'll change my direction so you can see both angles. Squeeze the ball, cross in front, find your roadblock. Make an effort to not be moving through your rib cage. Internally rotate and reach behind you. End here in your pocket, reach down, extend behind you, externally rotate. We have 2 more reps altogether. That's 4. Noticing how fast you're going through certain ranges, being honest with how fast you're going. We do not want to rush things. If you're rushing things, that means that you are weak in that range and your nervous system does not feel safe. So it rushes through it. Please go slow, control your body, and feel all of it, even when it starts to burn and asking for you to stop. Okay, we did 1 extra rep, which is awesome. And now we're going to move on to your shoulder blades. You're going to need your dowel or the ball. So I'll show a few repetitions without the dowel and without the ball so that you know what we're doing and you don't need the modalities necessarily, but they do certainly help to give a little bit more feedback. Okay, right. To move the shoulder blades, we will want to elevate, protract, depress, and retract. We'll be going in both directions. Like I said, you don't need a dowel, but it does help, so we're going to do it without it. Drive your hands into the sides of your body. Keep driving them in. Elevate, push forward, depress, retract. And then go in the opposite direction. Oftentimes, people bend their elbows a lot to compensate for their shoulder mobility. There's also a lot of neck turning and spine movement. It took me a while to isolate those movements, but when I did, my shoulders healed a lot faster, and those nagging injuries that I had that would occur year by year, same spot, same thing, they started to go away, and they haven't bothered me since. So now let's get that dowel or some band to pull apart so that we have some more tension on the backside. So there's different positions and also different levels. This is level 1 and this is level 2. We're going to start with level 2 because it's the one I'm most familiar with. So hold your hands out in front, pull the bar apart, reach your shoulder blades forward. The whole time you're going to be reaching forward the shoulder blades. You're going to maintain that position and then elevate. So you're maintaining reaching forward as you elevate. Now you're maintaining elevation as you retract. You're maintaining retraction as you depress, and you're maintaining depression as you reach forward. So you're always doing the previous movement that you did in order to draw a complete full circle of the shoulder blades. Notice my elbows are not moving because I'm making a conscious effort to control that motion. I just switch directions. You can too. And take a rest. So I didn't count my reps there. I just did it and went until my body really felt the shoulder blades working. You can work your shoulder blades in any position that your shoulder moves in. So if you have shoulder mobility issues in an overhead position, you should be able to move your shoulder blades there. If you have shoulder issues back here, you should be able to move your shoulder blades back there. Now, all of this takes time and patience and practice. So I expect you to do these things, memorize how they work, and then do them frequently and often so that your nervous system remembers what it has because it is using them. It's going to forget what it has if it doesn't use them, and it's going to create compensation patterns because it doesn't have all of the information that your body